Hey everybody, K-Rock back with Behind the Bands again. We're doing another outdoor interview in Philadelphia, and this time we've got Johnny, Mort, and Joe from the Electric Boa. Guys, welcome to Behind the Bands.
Yeah, hanging out. Thanks.
First thing I want to say is we've seen these guys twice. They absolutely blow away a show every time we see them. They got kind of a unique sound, really, and it's interesting because you guys have two different sounds on your CD and when I see you live. Can you talk a little bit about the difference?
Well, I think it's the CD's a little more layered. You know, it's got a lot of
bells and whistles.
Yeah, horns, percussion, piano. You know, all kinds of guitar tracks. I mean, it's just made very thick. You know, it's like a thick wall of sound. I mean, personally, I wasn't even involved in the production of the record. I mean, Mort was there, and but it's kind of that Stonesy vibe, I guess, where you put a lot of honky-tonk into some songs. There's, you know, a lot going on, kind of classic rock sound, you know?
Yeah. And the Stones is one of the bands I thought of right away when we first saw it. Instantly they came to mind. Now you guys, talk a little bit about your singer, Higgsy. Is he a formally trained singer? Talk about him a little bit.
I think he's from outer space, actually. Ziggy and the Spiders from Mars. He came down one day and just started singing. I don't know how it happened, but...
You guys have any thoughts on him? Or?
He's one of a kind. He's himself, you know. So he got his own thing going on.
I'll tell you what.
Always delivers 100% when he's up there, you know. So.
Yeah, I don't know that you could say he was a formally trained kind. He's very street. He's very just learned from thousands of albums and different singers from the classic years. I mean, he's just taken it all in and turned the blender on high and just. Goes off, It's like a switch.
Yeah. You see him hanging out before the show, and he just kind of doesn't chill and everything, and then he runs on the stage, and it's just like, give her time to go,
And if you guys don't know what we're talking about, I'm going to ask each one of these guys, or at least one or two of them, to tell us, for people that don't know, what is a Higgsy flop?
Higgsy flop. It's like this. Pretty much.
Pretty good description.
But yeah, he sacrifices his body to the altar of rock every time we play. He comes off the stage bloody and battered up. So use your imagination until you get to see a show.
Or one of our videos.
Yeah, you got some of those up?
Absolutely. Now, Johnny, we're going to be seeing you at a Fallen Blue event in about a week or two. Can you tell us some of the other folks that are going to be there and what you're going to be doing?
Well, I know the guys from that got in contact with me, and I think Randy Jackson from Zebra is sort of headliner. It's getting loud over there, isn't it?
That's okay.
AJ Perot from Twisted Sister is also MC. I think there's a lot of local Maryland bands and whatnot going on. But the guys from King Belvedere actually asked me to come down, so I might get up and jam on a tune or whatever. But it's pretty much going to be a ton of bands, ton of music, a lot of jamming going on toward the end of the night, all for a good cause, of course, and awareness and what we do, rock and roll for benefit of those less fortunate or whatever who've had tragedy. Or I mean, we've done what 3, 4 benefits in the last couple months.
Yeah.
For all kinds of different, causes. But I mean, that's to play music to to bring people together. I mean, there's nothing better than that. So that's what we're doing.
Now, Mort, do we detect an accent here for those watching the video?
I'm trying to hide it.
Don't hide it. Tell them where you're from. And
yeah, I'm from a small country in Scandinavia called Denmark. So
about that.
Yeah. neighbors with Sweden and Germany and Norway. So.
How does a guy from Denmark end up playing in a rock band in northern Philadelphia?
That's like a long story, To make it short, though, is I was playing back home and I did a couple of CDs on my own, and I could never find anybody to play with back home because there's a lot more people over here. So to find somebody that can play is a lot tougher. So I started looking outside the country back home, mainly in Sweden and Germany and England and stuff like that, and then it didn't really matter to me where I went, and then all of a sudden I started talking with Hexy over here, and then came over and met up with him one time, and been together since. So.
And then, John, how'd you become part? Have you been here? How long have you been in?
I've been here for about a year. Me and Johnny kind of came at the same time. I was in another band, and we're in the same circuit. We always played shows together with this band, my band, and so we knew each other. And somehow they ended up changing some members. And Higgsy one day, it's funny because their old drummer asked me, he's like, "Yo, I'm thinking about why don't we do some shows together?" And I was like, "All right, maybe it sounds cool." I turn around and Higgsy goes, "Yeah, I need a guitar player for my band." And I said, "All right." My wife says, "What are you gonna do?" I said, "I'm not doing my band anymore. I'm in this band now."
Instant trade-off.
Yeah.
Johnny, you were just telling us now that I don't think one had anything to do with the other. You were just in Norway.
Yeah, with Doro actually, one of my other gigs. I've had a weekend in Norway adventure, 2 shows out of the middle of nowhere. I mean, I've been playing with the Boa for the last year or so, and even in the last couple months, I mean, we've literally been playing every weekend. So I had off. Last gigs I did with Doro were in December, so it was completely like a one-off. Flew to Norway, 4 planes to get there. It was. I mean, this is rock and roll. It's like you just kind of got to do what you got to do to show up and play. But at my age, man, my body is just not. It's not cooperating as well as it used to.
That's a pretty humble stance. Just got to do what you do to fly to Norway, another whole
right.
continent.
Everybody's like, dude, Norway it must be.
Now, Candy Coated Cyanide, 2010 release. What are you guys working on now? Is there some writing in the works? Is there an expected album, or are you just so busy playing right now that's really what you're focusing on?
We are slowly getting a writing process again now. So hopefully sooner or later we get some time off and start getting back at it again. Maybe do some new stuff.
As aggressively as you guys play live, I can imagine it's tough to find time to get that writing in there.
And it's a different dynamic now. I mean, we got 2 different members. Joe's bringing some ideas. Mort's got his ideas. Higgsy obviously has his, catalog of ideas that we all need to bring together and stuff. So it's really like a process we're all kind of learning over again, you know what I mean? Because it will be definitely different than the way the first album was created. So we're just, taking our time, obviously getting our bearings, playing live, and really, to me, it's like, hey, there goes our bass player.
He's running away.
Slacker.
He's
running out.
He's heading somewhere in Europe. Yeah, he's heading to
Yeah,
Norway or
or
Denmark.
playing,
We're not sure.
But yeah, I guess just to close that off, I mean, it's important to build a fan base up, you know. I mean, music is obviously, you know, getting it out there is a whole different ballgame these days, but playing live is really important for us because it's such an energetic live show, and, you know, I think we win people over every time we play. You know, we had a couple of support slots that we just did. And,
you guys had a huge show at Skid Row, didn't you? And Kicks, not too long ago, right?
That was cool. And so every time we do a gig like that, you know, we steal a few fans here and there, and we hopefully build it up, you know, keep it going.
And we became fans the first time we saw him, and I'll just let the folks out there know watching, what he's telling you is absolutely spot on, because we watched the crowd build up and get into you guys from the first time you start playing, so that's awesome. Wow, bribery. That's a first. That's a Mid-Atlantic first. We got paid for doing an interview. That's why we love these guys.
No, thanks, though, man.
You're supposed to do that off the...
Right. Yeah, well, you know, but we appreciate the support, you guys, man. Thank you.
Where can folks get candy-coated cyanide? Where's the best place for them to buy it?
Either at our shows or on our website, electricboa.com.
So head out to the electricboa.com, or better yet, get out to a show. These guys play a lot, especially in the Pennsylvania, Delaware area, but they are branching out, and it's going to keep going further and further.
We have our first gig in New York next month, so that's cool. And, you know, obviously we're just going to keep trying to infiltrate out other areas, you know, so, but we appreciate the support, man. You know, it helps. Every little bit helps.
No problem at all. Folks, this is K-Rock from Mid-Atlantic Rock Reviews. I want to thank Electric Boa for taking the time out to speak with us, and we'll let folks get back to Norway or Philly or wherever it is they're off to.